Hello, everyone. I'm joined today by two people. First, we got first-time captain Miqdaad, who's
How's it going?
also perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate. And then we also have his teammate, three-time BBA champion, four-time finalist, also a perennial Defensive Player of the tournament candidate, and Zohan Mandani's best friend, Taher Hasanali.
How's it going, man?
So first off, I would like to thank Taher Hasanali and also his family for being sponsors. They have contributed money every single year. And so yeah, we want to thank you for having teams, hosting teams, and supporting BBA. So why do you keep sponsoring? And what does your spot like BBA mean to you and your family?
Yeah, no, I think BBA has meant a lot to the family. I think it's been a good experience for us as a family to bond over and an event for us to do more together as a family. We're from Houston, but I moved away. My brother moved away for college. We're kind of all split in different places now, and it was funny because the first BBA I played in 2015. Uh, I came alone. Me and my cousin Ali, right? We came alone. We're on two different teams. I didn't know much about BBA. Yusuf invited me to come play. Then I was fortunate to be on that Amr Punawala and Mustan team that won the championship. And I stayed with my aunt, who's also from Chicago. And then my dad found out about it. My dad loves basketball. I mean, my dad grew up, right, in the 90s watching the Rockets, like the 94, 95, 93, 94 championships were like a huge bonding moment for us as a father and son. So I think basketball was something that always brought us together. We always talk about those Clutch City teams as well. And so then when he found out that I won and it's a Bori tournament, he got super excited, and he gets an opportunity to stay with the sisters in Chicago, and the whole family stays with her when we were in Chicago, and then he comes and watches the games. And that first tournament again was fortunate enough that was the Raja Kothari team that he came and watched, and we lost. We were the first seed, but then we lost in the first round of the playoffs on Sunday, and then we came back from the losers bracket and won. And I think that high just got him so excited. And so every year he's been like, my brother, my whatever, you all have to come every year to the tournament, and we all have to stay together as a family. So I think it's just been a really amazing family bonding opportunity for us because it brings everyone together, and it's just a fun reason to get together, see family. And then on top of that, I think he's been so excited to see um, how the younger generation for him has grown and is building bonds and relationships and how much it brings us together. I mean, there's nothing like team sports when it comes to bonding and fighting adversity. So
True.
he's a big supporter of that. He loves to see the community grow stronger. He loves to be a part of it. Um,
Yeah.
it's funny. My
Speaking of
favorite.
one of those younger players, how did being a first-time captain go?
Uh, well, I guess, man, yeah, I mean, speaking on what Dyer said, like, it's really cool to see the like community and it kind of changed throughout the like over the years. I mean, I think we had people in like every kind of age range on our team, Dyer, right? Like we had the OGs and Veterans Day, Veteran Day shout out to the OGs too of BBA. But yeah, we had a 16-year-old kid, Hamza, and he came out like local kid all the way up to, Karimi and a commissioner and Dyer. So it was really cool to see the spectrum. And I think as a first time cap, I think it was nice having all these different people to kind of rely on and like offer, expertise, their youth, their athleticism, their buy-in. So it was really cool to see that.
Hmm. And how did you prepare for being a captain?
I mean, I think the best decision and the first decision I made as being captain was like, I gotta draft Taher Hasanali. That was like my first way of preparing, and it was great. I mean, like I think I told him even before, I was like, dude, I really want to like I want to draft you. I was like, and so I think because of that, it kind of helped me to just like know what was up. He gave like really good advice throughout. Um, and then on my own, like I was doing a lot of prepping. I was looking into like game theory. I was looking into roster construction. I was doing a lot of scouting. I was assigning people and like going through the BBA website, which was awesome to like look at stats. I'm like a data analyst at work, so it was really cool to apply some of these just like correlations and you know moving things around. So the BBA website was really cool for that, as it always is. And yeah, just watching different NBA teams. The Pacers were one of like I really tried to look at. The Warriors now too with the offense. So doing a little bit of,
In
scouting
terms
in the
of
real
roster
world. And
construction, or is that
yeah,
yeah?
exactly. And then play style, roster construction, and play style, right? And then like lineups and how we would play that. So
And
I was,
how did the
yeah.
draft go for you? Like, did you get who you got Daher right pre-draft, or what? How did the draft
Yeah,
go?
I got Taher, I think, yeah, pre-draft and Kitab. I mean, there was a lot of political politicking happening behind the scenes for the captains. We were all like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, but so I think some people were really lucky. Like I got pretty lucky with the first two platinum and diamond players, at value. And I mean, we can talk about Kitab's value, and will all day today, but like yeah, getting him for base price was insane. And generally, yeah, like the draft played out. Some of the players I wanted got bid on really high. But we got, Hot and Creamy. We got Tahir Manji at that gold spot, which was like it was a boom or bust pick, and it kind of did play out in certain ways. But I think we got five or so players straight off. So that was a help for sure.
Hmm. And so then how did you build chemistry with those guys you drafted? What were some of the
Yeah,
initial conversations? Um,
Yeah, I think like I mean that's always interesting. I don't think outside of Hot and Creamy I'd played with anyone on our team and Hussein Ali, sorry, prior to that. So, it's always that BBA conundrum of like people don't want to be in the roles that everyone thinks that they are, and like but then it's just like that's just sometimes the natural flow and it just happens and people know. So, I think it's always interesting to ask people like, "Hey, how do you want to see yourself play like?" And I think Ganiji was a great example of that. Like he really this year wanted to like bust out of the mold that people had been putting him as. It was like, oh, he's gonna come off the bench and be like a, sixth man. But he was like, no, like I really want to start. And I mean, he did start and he had some crazy game winners. And so I think like being able to ask people what they want to do and like just give them the confidence to go and do that. I think that's like one of the best feelings I think I saw from being a captain. And so I think building that chemistry, you have to do it fast. Saturday comes at you in a freaking
yeah.
flurry. So
What about you, Daher? How did you build chemistry with this team?
Yeah, I think we had good conversation and chemistry pre-tournament. I think there was a lot of hyping up, a lot of Miqdaad was posting his runs like every day and kind of showing people, hey, stay active. And I think we had some good discussions about, like Miqdaad was talking about, roles we wanted to play and our strengths. Mad was sending us some videos of himself shooting and things like that. So we had a good chemistry coming in. And then I think Saturday was really the day that showed us what our team could and should be, right? You never know until you show up on Saturday what people's roles are going to be. So I like Kitab got a cramp in the second game of first day Saturday. We kind of had to adjust. We shot really well the first game, shot really poorly in a couple games, and we really adjusted our offensive strategy throughout, and that really carried us a lot on day two. And we were, I mean, we can talk about it in a bit, but I think we were like pretty close to being a championship team in terms of if a couple of things went our way, I think we would have been there. So
Yeah. So we're gonna play a little game.
okay,
I have all your teammates in front of me.
okay,
So I'm gonna give you two options and you have to pick one.
okay.
Okay, so hot and creamy or moist creamy? Gotta go quick.
Hot and creamy.
Okay, hot and creamy or Abbas Kolawala?
I'd probably pick a bus.
Okay,
that sounds like a
Abbas or
tricky, sneaky
Kasai
one.
Kolawala?
Oh, a bus or Kusai. I mean, I haven't seen a bus play in a little bit. McDad, you pick this one.
Nope, this one's for you. You
Oh,
played
it's
with
only
them.
for me. This is
It's
only for
only
me.
you. Yeah.
But he's
Okay.
not our teammate. I mean, I like.
Today I picked Kusai. Today I picked Kusai.
Okay. Kusai or Abbas from Purawala?
Abbas, Kusai.
Kusai or Hamza from Purawala?
Hamza hasn't played in a while, has he?
I know, but he was on our championship team.
Okay. Kusai.
Oh, okay.
Kusai or Muhammad Jupiterwala?
Jupiter.
Okay, Muhammad Jupiterwala or Mufaddal Jupiterwala?
I go Mufadal.
Okay, Mufaddal or Hamza Burhan?
Oh, that's a tough one. Now Hamza Burhan.
Okay, Hamza Burhan or Murtaza Patanwala?
Hamza Burhan.
Hamza Burhan or Maher Dosaji?
Ooh. Hamza Burhan.
Hamza Burhan or Raja?
Raja.
Raja or Mustan?
Mustan.
Mustan or Poonawala?
Today Mustan.
Mustan or Yusuf Ali?
Mustan.
Mustan or Ali Hassan Ali?
Mustan, yeah.
Mustan or Taha Ramak?
Mustan.
Mustan or Baby Kanch?
Baby Conch today.
Baby Kanch or Miqdaad?
Baby Conch today.
Baby Kanch or Shabir Kitabwala?
There's only one answer, bro.
Shabir.
Shabir Kitabwala or Tahir Baiji?
Shabir. Shabir.
We're all taking strays, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
Okay,
tough,
so
man.
how
Put me on
did
the spot.
what?
So that was tough. Putting me on the spot.
Yeah. Okay, so how did
That was
Saturday
awesome.
come together?
Go
Is
ahead,
this
Miqdaad.
for me
Both of you
or that?
guys. Yeah.
Why don't you start us
Uh,
off, Cap?
yeah, man. So Saturday, yeah, the first game was crazy. Like Dyer mentioned, we shot great. I felt like I had a really fun game that one too. A lot of Houston players, so we were showing out for sure. I think there was a point me and QB went shot for shot, but then I, lost them on defense, so that's unexcusable. We shot. It was a crazy game. Came down to a game winner, Ganiji. Like what a first game. Like hello
Who are you
BBA.
playing?
Um,
Raja, and the Timberwolves, I think they were. Yeah.
Timberwolves, yeah, with Gadi, Burhani, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of Houston folks on it, but yeah, what a game. And then Saturday playing against Gossam's team, I think we had tried zone out early and we just got super discombobulated
This
with the
is White
Boston Dart.
Lotus
Yeah, White
versus
Lotus.
game two, White Lotus versus Demolishers.
Yeah, and we were riding high, but like yeah, me and Kitab had a few miscommunications on the like zone we were playing and just I think Ali Dawala like surprised us too with his he was strong. And so I think him and Qasim were cutting and stuff. So Qasim had a good game, but I mean, Kitab went down early and we were just like, what, and that was scary, but it was a cramp and so that changed up the calculus for sure. I think the rest of that game was just a blur, honestly, for me. I think at some point, like I kind of lost it a little bit. I mean, I lost my cool for sure because it was just a confusing game, I would say. And I mean, even Karimi was like, "Hey, man, like you gotta," and I was like, "Okay, you're right." And then so that game, regrettable. I think we got our revenge, so that's fine. But then
Yeah, what
game
was it from
three.
your perspective, Tahir? How was that
Yeah.
game? You lost to
Yeah.
Qasim, which is surprising. 1-1.
Well, we lost Gus and then we got smoked by Malum, I think, the next game. And
Yes.
I think the issue was we were shooting well game one, and we tried to rely on our shot game two and three as our legs started getting tired, and we were just missing. I think in the Malum game, we were like 1 for 23 from three as a team, something crazy like that. We
Hmm.
just kept jacking up threes, we kept missing. And I think that was deflating and demoralizing for the team. We had to talk about it before game four, and we said, hey, we're not going to take threes. Everyone needs to drive to the basket, try to get something near the basket, try to get something mid range. If you have an open three, take a step in the paint, take a mid range shot, right? It was FIBA 3 pointers too. So maybe that was
Totally.
messing with folks a little bit in terms of the range. We made that
Yeah.
adjustment and it made the world of difference. We felt so much better offensively the last game. And we felt like we kind of showed what we were capable of last game. And I think that momentum took us and was really important day two. So that
Yeah,
adjustment was
I'm
huge.
pulled up. I pulled up the game. It looks like 0 for 5 from 3 from Miqdaad, and then you also had Ganiji go 0 for 5
In that
uh,
Malum game.
in the Malum
Yeah,
game.
what was the team? What was the team for 3?
Ooh, let me see. The team was 1 for 17.
Yeah, so right, like
Yeah,
like
and then you only took 8 the next game.
right.
So you were two
What
for
was the
eight
yeah.
the next game, and yeah, did a lot better.
So yeah, and because we were focused, we told ourselves that we were not going to just settle for the 3, and we were able to run so much more of a cleaner offense, even though it was slower. So
hmm and so going into Sunday, what was the planning? What was the conversation like?
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I felt like we kind of were just building off the momentum of day one, and I think
You went 2 for 2, and who are you playing the first game?
we played White Lotus first game, so
Yeah,
Kasim's
the
hmm
team.
revenge game.
So we
Yeah.
got some revenge on that. And that was, I don't know, Miqdaad, you could talk about it, but that was another one of Genichi's game winners.
Yeah, man. Again, like came through in the clutch. I think it was a pretty, we were up early, I believe, and then they caught up. And we battled through again. Yeah, Ganishi's game winner. It was sweet for me because beating Qasim, one of the people I was like staying with. So me and Hussein got a little bit of personal revenge. That day actually, me and Hussein went 3 for 3 against our roommates for the weekend. So a little bit of small, uh, happiness through that. But yeah, I think Thayer made complete sense, and I think that was so important for me too, personally, because I mean I shot horrible this tournament, and I really did. I think I had a good year last year, like not on high volume, but then this year like 12%, 13%, which is insanely bad. And so I think Dyer's adjustment was really like super necessary, and totally right. And I've been replaying that, and I wish I would have like been able to process that even earlier in the weekend. And then since I've been playing here, I'm like trying to do that, and I'm so set on that for next year. But I completely agree with what he said. Just like being able to run our offense. Kitab was amazing with those middies and stuff too. So just he would just get anywhere he wanted to on the floor. And I mean, comparing even Kitab's stats to number one leading scorer, Abbas, like Abbas shot 61 threes, and I think Kitab shot 13. And that's insanely different. And what a play
hmm
style. So that's why I think like Dab when Dyer said number one teammate, man, that's the only right decision for sure.
Yeah. Um, and then so you get your revenge game, and then you're
Yeah.
facing Malum again. This is the Bulls round 2.
Yeah.
And it looks like a close game. Talk to me about that game.
Yeah,
Dyer, you want? Yeah, yeah.
this one I felt was a key one because I think this really swung the day for us. Obviously, if we would have won, we would have been in the winners bracket, had to play less games. I think we would have been fresher later on in the tournament. We felt we matched up pretty well against Milam's team. We ended up playing man against them. We have a lot of really good one-on-one individual defenders. Miqdaad and myself, Shabir are all pretty high-level defenders. Um, and they played well. I mean, and it was a close game throughout. I think we they started out with the box and one on Shabir against us, and it flustered us a little bit. Maybe the first 5-6 minutes, I think they might have gone up 8-10 points early, and then we fought back. We broke their box and one. They switched their defense because we were shredding it. And
How
then
did you beat the boxing one?
we played middle. So I played middle on the free throw line. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Ganiji got the ball into me. We either had
Yeah.
Shabir who did a back cut. Shabir is so quick, like you don't realize. We probably had 20 of his points this tournament off of me just getting the ball in the middle and him back cutting and getting a layup at the basket. And then Ganiji also drove more and finished at the basket because of the box and one, right? You have one less
hmm
defender in the middle there. So if they collapse at all, it opens up huge holes. So I think we scored like 10 or 12 points off of it, and then they switched out of it immediately. And then it was just a dogfight back and forth. I think they made a bunch of clutch free throws.
What did they switch to after they stopped boxing one? Did they
I
go
think
to
it was
man
just,
or a zone?
do you remember Miqdaad? I think it was a
Dude,
man.
I mean, but yeah, but they're also so athletic, right? So they were
Yeah,
playing, they had just Danish playing super low, and then Malum switched on to Kitab for a bit, and like
yeah, they
it
switched to
was,
man.
yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, I mean
But yeah, it was,
Malum's a beast, dude.
and
Yeah.
Miqdaad was clutch. He kept us in the game at the end there. He had like maybe 6 points, our last 6 points of that game. And then I think our biggest mental mistake looking back was I think the first foul we made was on maybe one of the Danishes or maybe it was Hamza and they missed their free throw. But then we let them kept getting the ball in after we scored to Malum. And then we fouled Malum and then he made his free throws. And that kind of put us away in the end. I think if we had forced someone else to shoot free throws instead of Malum, we would have had a better shot of closing that game in the end. But that was probably I think we were right there. We a couple of more shots go our way. I think we would have been in good shape there. But that was probably the best, like the most competitive game we played overall.
Mhm. And so then it looks like you went into the losers bracket, you beat the TFC Function, you beat the Madisteds, and then you run into the Thunder. Um, so I guess how did the loser bracket go? And then what did the Thunder do to give you trouble?
Yeah, I can start with that one.
Yeah.
I think yeah, TCF function was or Team Orange. A lot of ball handlers. I think yeah, I think we had the size and advantage in that game. I think Dyer started playing pretty well that game as well. But then yeah, Madestad, I think that was a really important game for us too. A lot of familiar faces as well. Duza, Hatem, Boss, and I think that honestly, it's really important because I think that was one of the reasons we lost to the Thunder the next game. And I think one of my biggest like learning lessons or something I'm trying to take into next year is like I want to figure out, man defense, zone defense. I think you need a like combination. It's just too like it just wears you out. I mean, even on Mellum's team, like honestly, that red game, I don't remember too much playing on Mellum. When I was playing box one, I can't even recall what happened in the rest of the game. Like it's just, and it sucks, but then also like BBA teams are diverse and they're stacked, right? So like Madestad, Daher picked up Duza because I took a boss, and like I mean that was great in a lot of ways, but at the same time, like we just gassed ourselves, and like I think playing just prevent defense doesn't really work as much, and I think like yeah, maybe 1-3-1 doing some different switch ups is I think crucial for the like longevity on Sundays, but. Yeah, I mean, we were, I think, just fully gassed on against the Thunder. And so I had watched the Thunder a little bit on Saturday, and I came away really impressed. I thought they were like the defensive version of Zakir's team. They were super long, super fast, just get out on the breaks, like very athletic team. All Chicago guys, I guess, or a lot of Chicago guys, first time playing against a lot of them, but. Yeah, I mean, that game was weird. I think we were in a little haze. Like we just got gassed. I mean, I felt really weak that game. I felt like a snuffy poo. I was like just like what is happening? I felt like a stuffed animal. Like it was that was a really tough game for me. I think just that one needed to be gritted out. I think losing that game and not going as hard as possible with like just driving and continuously going, I think that one stings for sure because I think very winnable game and I think we would have been right back in it. As Dyer mentioned, we were close, and I think on those ways like he might agree, but yeah, tough loss on that one actually.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Madristads, like they had just come off a game, like they were getting them on a back to back. They were tired. They shot lights out, man. They just hit like they hit maybe 10 threes that game. I don't know. You could look at the stats at Taher, but they were on fire from three. And so I think they surprised us by how well they shot in that game. We had to come back and really, like Miqdaad said, we played a lot of man on Sunday, and that really gassed us by the game against the Thunder. And the Thunder, even with Taher Hasanali cramping and not playing that game, it was Musa Boy and Musa Boy and Hasnain. They were like
Yeah.
and Mosensor. I mean, they were just like had more energy and more athletic, and it was an ugly game and it was a gritty game, and they just had enough gas to And it was just like layups and putbacks. Everyone was shooting terribly. It was just one of those, like Miqdaad was saying, grit games that we didn't have enough in the tank to pull out. We couldn't find that extra offense. Shubbeer was the only one on our team who could really do anything that game and had any juice left. But yeah, it was just unfortunate. You never want to lose because you feel like
Mm-hmm.
you didn't grit it out enough. You can lose to a team that, and who plays better in a game, but yeah, that one hurts for sure. I definitely wish I could go back and replay that one in my head, but yeah, we were just gassed. And like Miqdaad said, I think the big learning is some adjustments so that we have our legs later on in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so what
I
are
will say
some
we lost a gold player, man. I mean, that did change our like roster and
For
like
sure.
minutes and like
yeah.
that was it. I mean, but yeah, a lot of what if. Sorry, Todd, but that one stinks, man. That one stinks.
So what are some things you are gonna work on for the future?
I can start. Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I mean, I posted like a link into the WhatsApp for like the Houston Sports just now about like defense and just, still talking about getting funny enough, like not getting gassed. But, I think in general, like having a floor general helps. Having someone more that can dribble, like can penetrate and stay active, is really important too. So, I mean, I've been playing here and there when I got back, and I've been trying to, take the ball up a little bit more, not necessarily forcing a three, driving, working on my dribble moves and handling pressure. I think that's something that I think I can really improve on and just drive to the lane, as Dyer mentioned. Like I think those lessons will stick with me for sure. And yeah, I mean, in terms of defense, I think learning how to maybe play the passing lanes a little bit better and like get some fast breaks going rather than playing, ball deny. I think that'll help get some conserve energy while also getting some like flash plays that I think leads to good momentum. So in terms of offense and defense, and yeah, I mean continuously try to, make these adjustments faster, mentally process faster, I think need to happen. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Tahir? Anything that you're gonna work on, or you pretty much just need to execute or maintain your level?
No, I mean, I think there's things to think about. Like Miqdaad was saying, I think in-game adjustments and trying to do those better. Like we talked about with the Malin thing, not letting him shoot free throws, being aware of the situation. I think the biggest thing for me, and I feel like I say this every year, maybe one year I'll actually listen to myself, but I want to do better. Like it's important for me when I'm on a team because I've seen teams succeed to have everyone have confidence in their game. So especially Saturday, I want to
Mm,
like distribute the ball a lot and I want to get people involved. And I want to get them their shot to get on. Um, but this tournament in particular, I felt really good. My shot felt really good. I think I shot a really great percentage overall on the volume of shots that I took. Um, I was hitting threes. My shot was falling. And the game that I did kind of take more of an offensive role, the Malum game, I think we played some of our best offensive
yeah.
basketball. So I think for me, it's about maybe taking a little bit more offensive onus and relieving a little bit of what Shabir and Danielle were taking on in terms of the number of shots. I think would have probably helped a bit. As Miqdaad said, we didn't have Ramanji, who we thought was going to be an extra offensive and energy piece, but yeah. So I think that's my big thing is like don't be afraid to take over more offensively and take some of the burden off.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're like an amazing passer and like kind of yeah, as like that diamond player, literally you fit it so well. You have so many like ways to go. I mean, the whole court is yours at that point. So I was like I think pregame and now I really wanted to yeah, just feed it to you and like yeah, find those cutters, take those hooks, go up and under and yeah, like special player stuff for sure, man.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys for the future who you want to play with, or any people that you are interested in?
Well,
Um,
Kitab mentioned he was like, bro, you got to advocate for me because it's really funny seeing the growth of Kitab too. By the way, just like a quick anecdote, like throughout the pre-planning process, Thayer, I was like, hey, can you? He helped a lot with the play styles, like scouting. Ganiji, I was asking him because some of these guys play ball right in organized ways. So I was like, do you guys have plays, whatever we can bring? And so I hit up Shubbear too because I was like, okay, he's gonna be the. I was like, hey, do you want to like lead the next week's call? And he was like, hey man, like thank you, but like I'm not much of like a talker. Like I just want to like do what you tell me to do, right? And then after this tournament, we're texting a few days after, just pissed off, like, and he's like, bro, like, he's like an assassin now, man. He's like, I want to be Cap. I was like, from not wanting to take over a Zoom call to now saying, bro, I'm gonna be Cap, it was like, it's awesome to see. So, yeah, man. This is my advocation because he's a damn good player and great person. I think he'd make a great captain. And so if he does, I think I would love for him to draft me, redeem myself a little bit. But yeah, I mean, all great players. And that's like one of the sad things about BBA, and I think what makes it sting so hard is like you get one chance, you're not gonna get that team again. So you gotta cherish it for sure. So yeah, excited to see.
What about you, Tahir?
Yeah, this was definitely one of the most memorable teams. I think I had some of the most fun on this team, regardless of the
Over
result.
2019?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I think it was a fun and memorable team. There are a lot of memorable teams.
Mhm.
But I think for players that I haven't played with yet, I mean, obviously I'd love to play with like Azake, or I'd love to play with like some of these young superstars in terms of like Abbas and Adnan Fatak. I played with Adnan at least a little bit in one of the City for Cities, and that was a lot of fun. I would love to just play with them. It was so fun playing with Daniel and Kaniji and Shabir, because I feel like, it was like a little bit of like learning for both ends, getting to play with some of these younger great players, and they could learn a little bit from me as well and help them with their growth. So I enjoy that piece. And then from some of the older guys, I mean, still have never played in a tournament with Tuza. I would love to play with
Yep.
Tuza. Who have I still not played with? Um, he's the big one I could think of. I haven't played with Riz. I would love to play with Riz one year too. I know hopefully his recovery is going well and he's back, but
Riz is just dancing, man. I don't know what kind of ACL rehab that is, but it seems to be working for him. So he's a unit. I
yeah.
mean, you mentioned Tuza, and I was like, I do have to think like, I do got to
You
play
know
with
who's gonna be
my
good?
team
Riz's
again, man.
son, Bubbles.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Bubbles, face of the league.
Oh,
I do
I
want to
would
have
also,
one tournament with my buddies though, like the
yeah.
Houston, like the Hotthams, the guy. We have one. We need one more year, and we got to run it back. So we'll see.
Yeah. I would also love to play with Taher Hasanali too, just to have a team one year that's two Taher Hasanalis, just, to say we did it. So
Mhm. All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on. And yeah, enjoy. Oh, if you want to shout out your team sponsor, I have my race box cap on. We had some good swag. What do you guys think of the swag this year?
Dude, great swag. Actually, the backpacks, I know not everyone was a fan, but I've been seeing them around everywhere now. So, yeah, I mean, like, good stuff. I think, whoa. Uh, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust mine. Okay, Dyer, you go while I try to
text
focus.
breaking on your last second. No, I agree. Backpacks are awesome. I actually love the sponsor hats. I don't know, y'all might have done it last year. I know there were some hats, but this year I think the sponsor hats are great. I love
Mhm.
having hats, and it's cool. It's more memorable and more likely that I'll wear a sponsor hat than I would like the jersey again, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of like
Oh,
that.
hey,
I mean, but you're wearing it for a BBA podcast, and then
I
you're
wear
wearing
it
just
to
the
the
best.
gym.
And that's the full sleeves, man. The short sleeve or the tanks are sometimes,
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
can't rock the guns everywhere you go
Exactly,
sometimes.
exactly. So yeah, I personally I love the swag, and I like the idea of more stuff with sponsors' names on it and things like that. So
Okay, any final thoughts?
yeah, excited for next year. Gonna run it back, win one, and oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. That's what Miqdaad was doing. That's the final thoughts right there.
Yeah.
Dude, Team Matcha on three, bro. We were great. People were hating. Where's the offense gonna come from? We got it. We went pretty far. I had a great time, man. Played 9 games for the first time. Thank you, Thayer. I mean, next year, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to go deeper for sure. Great time though.
Yeah, we played. I think we played the same amount of games as the champion. So
We were there. We were so close. But thanks for BBA for always hosting. Excited to see it maybe in Chicago, hopefully next year, closer. I'd be down.
Shall see.
But yeah, thanks, thanks, Dyer.